I have Chinese and Canadian driver's licenses, and I do drive in both countries. However, the process of getting your driver's license is absolutely and utterly, shockingly different. Let's talk about it. 大家好，我是 Suran 在中国. Hey everyone, it's Suran in China. How y'all doing today? I hope you're having a lovely day. I am having a chilly day, not in China, obviously. I am still back home in Canada. I just wanted to show you one of the scenes. This is right out back of where my family lives. It's amazing. My sister was just telling me about moose and coyotes and all sorts of different animals and critters that go traveling through that big open area. It's actually a watershed um, designed to hold water during heavy rain so it doesn't flood the surrounding area. It's kind of a good idea. Plus, it's a natural area that is preserved. They don't do any type of planting or landscaping in there. It's just left completely wild, which is kind of nice as well. Though I'm sure it does mean substantially more mosquitoes in the summertime. But in any case, we're not here to talk about mosquitoes. We're here to talk about driver's licenses. And one of the reasons I had to come back was I had a choice of either renewing my driver's license with my mailing address in Ontario. Um, However, it would be I could get it done online. It was still going to be $100 no matter what I did. It was going to be $100, and they would mail it to my Ontario address sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks or more, especially now with the current Canada Post strike on. Yay. But in any case, I came back to do my license in Alberta simply because this is going to be my base of operations. And then it also entitles me to a much lower tax rate when I purchase things online in Canada, as opposed to doing so with an account in Ontario. Go figure. So, anyway, long story short, one of the primary purposes was to get my license renewed. So, typically, it's an easy process. You go into the DMV, you give them your out of province license, and just because mine was from Ontario, and switch it to an Alberta license. That part's all pretty simple. They give you a quick eye test, get your basic information, prove your home address, and then away you go. However, it's not. It's never that simple. Then, of course, they need to mail it to you through Canada Post, not courier it to you, not allow you to come and pick it up. The card processing itself takes a day at best. Typically, it would take an hour. It's not a big ordeal. However, as with any red tape laden bureaucracy like Canada, everything's got to be done step by step. So after you've paid $100 once again here to get your driver's license changed, no testing, nothing like that, just changed, then they say, well, it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks in the mail, except that there's a postal strike, so it may not ever come at all. It may come in weeks or months. They're not guaranteeing anything. And should that be the case, should something happen and I'm already back traveling, then my license might just be buggered. I might not be able to pick it up or have anybody pick it up because they simply just don't allow in-house pickup. I couldn't go there right now and say, can I pick up my license? It would take them all of 10 seconds, but they don't allow that. It must be done through the mail system, not even couriers. So annoying as hell. So I've traveled all this way, halfway around the world, to get my driver's license renewed in Canada, only to find out that I may not be able to get it renewed, or it'll be renewed. I just won't be able to pick it up. And if it's left at the DMV long enough, I'm sure they'll just cancel it. So then I'd have to do all my road testing and everything else again, which would be annoying as hell. China, on the other hand, is a different story. In China, I go in with my Canadian driver's license into the DMV, big place, huge place, tears running down side. No, and there are lots more people in those places, but they're very, very well organized. It takes your number, you go see your lady, you give her your pictures, you give her your Canadian license, you give her the authorized translation of said license, your passport. She looks at it all, does some paperwork on her computer, And boom, she says, go sit over there. And 20 minutes later, your driver's license is in your hand. It cost $90 for my license, but with fees and everything else, it came out to $105. So $105 for my driver's license here in Canada that I may or may not ever get. I am prepared for that eventuality. My driver's license in China, which was completed the exact same day, was $2. $2. Now my license that I have in China is a temporary permit for foreigners and out of country drivers. As long as we have a valid driver's license from anywhere else in the world, we can get a Chinese driver's license for a 1-year period. And again, it's $2 and half a day to renew it. The worst part of renewing your Chinese driver's license is you do have to watch a safety video every time you do it. So every year you watch this really, really old. It's almost like Kung Fu movies old. Safety video of accidents and people being stupid on camera, right? It's always the same. But it is mandatory that you have to go watch this 20-minute video and wait. So that's the worst part of the whole ordeal. But yeah, half a day and $2 as opposed to $105. And we don't know when your license is going to come. We have no idea. I think after the 30-day point that my temporary paper license is no good anymore, expires. I think I've got to go back there and go through this whole process again to get another one. I hope they wouldn't charge me $105 again, but they might. In any case, there you go. My main purpose for coming to Canada, well, one of the main purposes was to get my Canadian driver's license renewed. I'm staying for a month, specifically in order to be able to wait for that mailing time. Little did I know that Canada Post would be going on strike the day I arrived here. Just like when I purchased my airplane tickets, I decided, against my own better judgment, to go with Air Canada. And the day I purchased, paid for, got my tickets, is the day they went on strike. This trip by a Canadian non-resident has been fraught with so many strikes, delays, problems. Like I said, my pain is getting better. My gout is just now in one toe, one very painful and angry toe, but just one toe. I'm sincerely hoping that it's better before I head to Toronto. I'll just make the flight even that less comfortable. But in any case, yeah, there you go. So will I get my Canadian driver's license before I leave? Now Canada Post is on rotating strike, so maybe. I think it's not going to happen. But I've got my Chinese license, and all I've got to do in China to get my proper full Chinese license is do the 100-question test and get 90%. That's it. So one way or the other. Yeah. I'll tell you more about my trip. One of the reasons I came here was to do my taxes. And I think some of you might be interested in that information as well, especially those of you that might be considering doing what I did. But for now, thanks as always for joining me on my cold and crispy adventure in Canada. And we will see you in the next video. Zai Jen.